And we're live here on the LI Sports Network. Second game here at Long Beach. It's another New York Islander High School Hockey League matchup, this time between Friends/North Shore. Rockville Center, Rockaway, the Cyclones. They're 10-4-0 to start off this season. To say start off, I mean, we're almost at the very end of it as a couple of quick shots taken. A puck free in the slot turned around. And it looks like our Friends will get out of this initial effort. Back down the other way. His shot will go wide off to the right side. 4-7-1 are the Friends Cyclones, looking for clean control as they haul it back down into their own zone. Rathfield brought out in front, denied over to the perimeter, and the puck will once again clear. Goldstein gets it up to the red line and dumps it in. No icing. Starting goaltenders for tonight: Devin Lane on the left side of your screen in the orange jerseys. Mustioso on the other side, as he wanted a too many men on the ice call there for the change. Stalzer, bank pass ahead. LaRoe has it pickpocketed, left circle, centering feed, denied. Dalto brings it in, his shot interrupted in the skate of Goldstein. He's hobbling after that block. Quick start to this game, already 2 minutes gone by. Bullied in, and a quick shot for a score. Sobel finds it into the back of the net. 1-0 Cyclones. Watch how this play develops. Just a little bit too much room. And instead of playing the body, it was a stick check from behind that Sobel was able to muscle his way past. That's how you find yourself quickly in a 1-0 tilt. Cyclones the better for it. Bit of a shorter bench today for the visiting team compared to the Cyclones, who, by my count, have about 6 extra skaters. Another quick shot stopped. Lane getting tested heavily. It's already the 6th shot on goal against Lane. Puck battled away by the Quakers. Feather pass, stepped in front of by Morton. It's rotated around the end boards. Chance to be cleared by the Cyclones now, held alive. Taking a look at the matchup history between these two teams. Only one matchup played so far. That was back on January 9th, so not too long ago. It was a 6-3 win for the Cyclones. In the last 5 games, the Cyclones are 4-1 with a good margin of victory as well. Another shot comes in front, and Lane will get that in the glove. The last loss for the Cyclones came against Wantagh, Seaford, Plain Edge. And the last win for the Quakers came against Massapequa on January 11th. These two teams kind of the inverse in their last 5, exactly, actually a perfect inverse in their last 5. Long shot, glove save. Precioso has a .925 save percentage so far this season in his 10 games played, starting all 10 of those matches as well. Goals against average of 1.4. He's one of the premier goalies here in the Varsity Conference 2 of the New York Islander High School Hockey League. Obviously, some important games coming up for the Cyclones as once again the puck will penetrate into the blue paint and Lane has to put his glove on top for the stop. The Cyclones, those important matchups, those are the promotion games. Trying to get up to Varsity Conference 1. Obviously, you flip to the other side, it's a demotion game, just trying to stave off relegation depending on who the Cyclones end up taking on. That in the playoffs here in the New York Islander High School Hockey League coming up soon, all on the LI Sports Network. Uspensky in the left wing corner. Hounded as the puck will be flipped out of play into the stands here at Long Beach. About 5 minutes gone by in the first period. Still 1-0 the score. Sobel with the lone goal unassisted. Uspensky forced out. Taken out by Reagan, cuts past the blue line, pulling it up at the half wall, tried to lay it across the entire length of the rink. Uspensky still holding on to it, goes right back over to Reagan, bottom of the right circle. Nice shimmy shake for him, carries it around looking for a Michigan, but had it wobble off his stick. Had Goldstein at the near point. Lost control now, Goldstein at center ice. He'll go down Main Street. Glides off to his right side, shot down low, save made. The puck will meander down the rink. We'll get an icing and a line change for both sides. Left circle draw. Sobel got it down low. The centering bid caught a little bit of traffic. Karam's off to the right wing corner now. The Cyclones with plenty of possession in the offensive end. Goldstein, a little give and go with his defensive partner. Now he'll ring it around the boards. Sau has 3 Cyclones in his face. Touched up to the blue line once again. Goldstein digs it out of his feet and wibbles it down the wall. Zaro couldn't get the clear going either. Borriello turned it over to Mitchell, and he'll clear it out of the zone. Sobel back in, and we'll find our first penalty of the game with 9:07 left in the first. My name's Kevin Broderick, joined by Sam Musnick on the camera. Anthony Papasadero on the board for us today. Got a couple of more games going on as well across Long Island, as the puck is taken out in front in the 5-on-4. Quakers quickly find it and airmail it out of the zone. It takes a couple of hops down the sheet, and once again, Cyclones are going to have to find it back in. Brady Campbell will be calling a Columbia ACHA game. Should actually be just about live, 6 minutes out from puck drop. A couple of Farmingdale ACHA games going on as well. Had a final between Belmore Merrick and Half Hollow Hills here in the New York Islander High School Hockey League. Went the way of the Bulldogs, and a blast from the slot. 1 minute left in the power play. Reagan gives it left circle. One good move. The shot taken in lane. Tracked it the whole time. Spensky was the one to take it. 51 ticks left on the power play. McClelland puts it down the boards, gets it right back. Just tries to send it into some open space. Mayfield up to the far point, held alive. Rose, couple steps ahead and then cut off. The Quakers find one more clear. 30 seconds left on this power play. Chapman could have killed off the rest of it. Instead, McClellan has it, leaves it behind. Shot taken, and once again a stop made by Lane, temporarily scrambling for the puck with 7:19 remaining in the first, so just under halfway gone by. Shots are 8-3 in favor of Rockville. Goldstein with some room and an angle on the net. Lane got over from his left side to make the stop. Puck still alive and a big hit on the boards. Quakers lift it out and they'll successfully get back to 5-on-5 in the same score that they entered with. Stalzer now with Goldstein down low. Looks for the breakout pass. Cyclones moving it efficiently. Borriello fiddles it in and will be once again covered up by Devin Lane. Face off over in the left circle, taken by Datlow. Room on the left wing. Borriello couldn't get it through the traffic. Leonard takes it up to the blue line, not out. Goldstein was there to hold it alive. He gets through a couple of stick checks. Sliding it down to the goal line, lost by Borriello. Chance for the Quakers to clear and into a foot race now. This could be a breakaway on net. Datlow takes the shot quickly. A better save. Vestioso keeping his team up 1-0. Borriello across the sheet. Sobel, who has that goal, fumbled it. Stalzer was the one who sent it high and into the offensive end. Nathan, the only point in the game as he scored that goal unassisted. Chapman was trying to do something fancy but didn't have the real estate to operate. Puck whistles through the slot. Morrow punches it back down low, popped out, and cleared away by the Cyclones. Sobel looking to do it again. Bar down. Second of the game for Nathan. Cyclones up 2-0. Just a great little in and out right there. Two goals on 10 shots for Rockville as they look for their 11th win of the season. I said earlier, not a lot of games left to be played. Only one more left for these Cyclones. And that will be against Plainview Old Bethpage, the Hawks, on January 30th. We'll have to walk through a winter wonderland for a couple of days before we get to that game. And then obviously the next big scalp to take for Rockville will be that promotion game trying to get up to Varsity Conference 1. Interception for Datlow, but he was called offsides, much to his chagrin. Will take a face-off in the neutral zone. Something I mentioned earlier, Rockville working with a bit of a man advantage on the bench, an extra 6 skaters for them, so they'll look to use their freshness at key parts of this game. 2-0 isn't a whole lot of a lead with this much hockey to be played, but it's still nice to start off. Taking a look at some of the stats between these two teams. The Cyclones scoring 5.4 goals per game so far this season as a shot is taken by Epstein on the near point, shut down by Lane. Quakers scoring 4.9 goals. Goals against department definitely looks a lot better for Rockville with 2.9 to the 4.6 of the Quakers. Spensky wraps around, inverts and shimmies it up to the blue line. Long wrister, hits some bodies in front, still alive for the Cyclones. Want to set up a cycle as the puck goes down below the net. Centering feed, didn't find a tip required for the goal. Another opportunity, McClellan gets another tip from Reagan. At least keeps the puck alive, but it's spiked out of the zone. Reagan has a teammate falling down behind him. Instead, he continues to go, feathers a pass. Uspensky puts it in front, and once again, the Quakers are first on the scene. McClellan a little slow to the change, but he looks like he's all right. No icing on the play with 2:24 remaining in the first frame. Reagan with it again. Sends it in front of him. It was a foot race, not won by Rayfield. Another opportunity in front. Quakers continue to win these scrambles. The Cyclones just trying to stay persistent. This line has been out there for a little bit. Goldstein has to wait for his team to get on sides. Good pass ahead to Reagan. Leaves it behind Uspensky, and he was quickly closed on. Goldstein out trying to hold the zone is burned by. Back the other way. Dallo wasn't able to do much with it ultimately, but still, I like the opportunities provided for the Quakers off the rush. Under a minute to play in the first period, 2-0 still the score for the Cyclones. Fighting through a couple of checks. Soldiers looking to tack one on before the final buzzer. Little give and go below the goal line. Big twister comes to Goldstein with room. Got it on net. Lane made the stop as he closed up the 5-hole. Goldstein now pinching against the board to keep the puck in front of him. Fanned on the shot a little bit. Second effort to keep it alive thanks to Sobel, who has the 2 goals on the game so far. 24 seconds left in the period. Cyclones still holding on to it. Sobel almost cut middle. Instead it's feathered out. No home run pass as Gotlow definitely wanted it. Game has been physical here in the first 15 minutes. Rockville trying to exit with a 2-goal lead. 1 second left. Goldstein will put it on net, but it was blocked aside. We'll exit the first period here on the LI Sports Network in favor for the intermission and be right back with the start of the second. And we're back for the start of the second period here on the LI Sports Network. 2-0 for the Cyclones after the first 15. As they'll take it into the offensive end, quickly testing Lane, who snatches it out of the air with the glove. Syosset Jericho and Bethpage Varsity in contest. Syosset Jericho up 4-1. Finals from across the New York Islander High School Hockey League. Valley Stream beating East Meadow 8-3. Belmore Merrick taking down Half Hollow Hills 10-3. And then a junior varsity matchup, Manhasset beating East Meadow 10-1. Pass across the ice, stepped in front of. The way Rockville is possessing right now, you'd think they're on a power play, but that's just an ode to how well they're playing around the boards. Pass over towards the middle. Sobel tied up, held in by his teammates. McClellan tries to take it down. Rebound goes right to Sobel. He'll carry it around the wall. Sent back the way it came, and unfortunately for the Cyclones, goes underneath the stick, and all the way down the sheet. Sobel dicing it up, gives it for a nice shot from the blue line, but that's not going to beat Lane. Stopped 17 of the first 19 shots he's faced, now updating to 18 of his first 20, so at a 900 save percentage for Devon. His team getting outshot by 15 as well, so you really got to give your hat off to him for standing tall in the net. while his team tries to find their offensive footing. Rose going deep into his own zone, twists it around. Tapped up the boards and right back to the Quakers. Rose jockeys for it back. Still not with a whole lot of options. Polyakov. He has plenty of speed. Shimmies past the far point. Polyakov could get right back to it below the goal line. A one-man rush unit now trading spaces. There's a handoff over to Rose. Had it spiked off his stick and out of the end, but Rose still with possession. Plops a pass over onto the far side. There's Zio looking to streak in front. Shot lane, one save. Kick out to the perimeter. Stalzer. Puck lifted in front. Batted towards the cage. And now off the backhand, it will scale up the wall and out. Plenty of Cyclones back on defense. Rose sending it ahead, and Epstein will carry at the blue line. Walks right. Quick shot lane. Snatches it out of the air. Whistle will blow with 12:06 remaining in the second period. Net comes off its moorings, but it goes. That goal's going to count. The Cyclones up 3-0. Awkward right there. I thought that would have been waved off, but Reagan snuck it in. So a third goal for the Cyclones to work with. They're in good position to win their 11th of the season. Quakers still with plenty of time, but just 5 shots on goal to show for so far. They'll get their 6th right there. Vicioso hasn't been called on very often. Like I said, with that .920 save percentage on the season, sub 2 goal against average. It will be an uphill battle for the Quakers. Uspensky dives around one, sends it out in front for a quick shot. Lane made the stop. Atlow forcing another save. All of these coming for long range. Vicioso has not been impressed by the quality of looks that he's gotten, but it doesn't matter. I'm sure he likes it that way. His defense playing exceptional hockey in front of him. Good forecheck coming from the Quakers, almost forcing a turnover in the left wing corner. Instead, it pops free. Rayfield, little dip and dive around. Reagan now trying to shoot it from a sharp angle. Scramble in front of the cage. Puck still loose, and coming in to pick it up was the Quakers. Home run pass right onto the tape. In on net. Datlow robbed. Couldn't get it to go. Vicioso finally with a 5-star save on his first opportunity. Keeps it a clean sheet. In the right circle, the Quakers trying to reset. They were just on the doorstep. Slipped down a little. Another centering feed. Looking for a tip from Mitchell. It will pop into the air and wobble out at the end. Reagan with it now. Has it on his backhand and a man in the middle. Those two run into each other down below the play. That was Uspensky who took the worst of it. And the puck will go down for an icing. Hopefully Phillips okay. He's skating well, so I don't think that bothered him too much, but never want to run into your teammate. As we get a replay of that great save. Almost the story right there was the pass, but instead You like him going for that little Patrick Kane leg kick right there. That's definitely one of those moves you have to practice to pull off in a game situation, but it is highly effective. Another opportunity. Nice backhander, good elevation. Speaking of Patrick Kane, good backhander right there. Puck sent around the boards. Just under 10 minutes to play here in the second period. Only goal so far belongs to Reagan. That is in the middle frame, of course. Sobel with 2 goals in the first. Rose and McClelland on the assists for the Matthew Reagan goal. For those of you trying to keep score at home. Sobel finds it, sends it up the wall. Quick puck movement almost led to a slot opportunity for Borriello. Down low, Sobel tries to win it back. Sent over, bottom of the left circle. Georgia had trouble fielding it. Sobel lifts it up the wall. Oh, at the far point, it just barely leaks by. 1. Sobel looking for the quick wrister, sends it for another blast. Stood up by Lane. The Rangers have played 1:30 in the first period, and they're already down 1-0 to the Sharks. Datlow comes ahead past the blue line. Datlow, his shot scores. Past the blue line, looks off the passing option, and just fires that glove side with enough speed. And just like that, the Quakers really right back into this game. It's a basketball saying sometimes you just need to see the ball go into the hoop. Sometimes you just need to see the puck go into the back of the net. Can let the floodgates open up after that. Loosen up the shoulders. Not worrying about it too much anymore. Sal gives it off to the right side. Chapman brings it in. He's in a hurry towards the net front, looking for a spin around centering feed. Denied down low. His second option went off the apron. Still operating with possession are the Quakers. Datlow ripped off his stick, and now the Cyclones will clear it out. Looking for a good response. Rose passes it across the blue line. Down below the net now. Rose back onto it. Posting up. Puck goes up. Stalzer holds it in. Centering feed intended for Epstein, cut off by Sal. Another long-range shot, and the Quakers not going to let that one get in front of their goalie. You also got to talk about Lane's performance so far. 24 saves on 27 shots, just halfway through this game. If the Cyclones were to repeat that, they'd end this game with a total of 54 shots on goal. Datlow couldn't fiddle with it too much. Stalzer sends it to the blue line, but not out. Almost took a fortunate bounce there for Damon. Polyakov with Epstein in on the rush. The players were back. Chapman leading it now. Poked off his stick as the rink definitely opening up here in the second period. Both sides with opportunities. And of course, just as I say that, it's fired into the bench for a whistle. And here comes the peanut gallery. I hope they can hear that on the camera. Goldstein getting in front of that play, still brought ahead. Kamens, big hip check by Groves. Still leads to a shot deflected off to the right side of the net. Comes free, and now the Cyclones have room to skate. Uspensky is the trailer, gets the feed, left circle his shot, kicked in front of the net, and it couldn't go. Was almost 4-1 for the Cyclones. Instead, it's a track meet back the other way. Quakers are past the blue line, but Morton was a hair off sides. Shots on goal right now, 28-7 in favor of Rockville. Uspensky sauces it in front, wrist shot down low. Rayfield gets the fourth. Great pass from Uspensky. Better shot from number 13. And an electric celebration from the JV team here for Rockville Center. And it looks like we're going to get some penalty here's. You know, Anthony, it's only like 4 of them as well, and they're making that much noise. Who needs cheerleaders when you have just 4 JV players mimicking the Nemo Seagulls? I'll take that any day of the week. No penalties here, so we'll stay skating 5 aside. Reagan out in front of the net, looking for the feed. Uspensky got bottled up on the post. Sticking with it here, a 4-1 lead for the Cyclones, trying to add on to that. It's the same line out there that scored the goal. Uspensky couldn't split between the defense, gets right back for it, gives it to Reagan, a shot. Lane gets it into the glove and swallows it up. 5:12 left in the frame now. Face off, 1 forward. Once again, Lane just trying to slow down the pace of this game. The next shot he'll face will be the 30th. Still 20 minutes to play. Puck deflected in on net. Lane, a complicated save, but he solved it anyways. Sobel tried to rotate it around. It pops out to the neutral zone. Rose steps on top of it, carries it forward, and then has it stripped away. Chapman bringing it deeper and then sends the home run pass. Deflects off a couple of sticks and winds up with Rose again. He'll look over towards the middle of the rink. 4:30 to play in the second period. It was the Quakers that scored the first time when it was 3-0, made it a 3-1 game. You thought they would have a little bit of momentum on their side. The Cyclones find a quick enough response to make it 4-1, reestablishing that 3-goal lead. Since then, it's kind of been back to how it was at the start of the second period. Really, the highlight player of the game for either side has been Lane. Might face some more problems. Rose in front, he scores! There goes the 5th. Cyclones to their biggest lead of the night. Back to center ice we go. A sweeping strike trying to knock it up the boards by Stalzer. Instead comes into his own end. The Quakers now looking for a shot, almost a screen from his own defenseman. Puck plops down below the goal line. Quakers have it, looking for a centering feed. Good defense applied. McClellan trying to get it out now. Works up to the blue line, carried forward. Stalzer. Up for grabs again on the perimeter. Good puck possession right now for the Cyclones. Polyakov setting it up on a tee. Stalzer stepped into it, but a better save made by Lane. A whistle with 2:50 to play now. Lots of games going on currently on the LI Sports Network. ACHA M2 for Farmingdale State playing Florida Atlantic University. ACHA matchup between Columbia University and Sacred Heart University as well. Another ACHA matchup between Farmingdale M3 and Stevens Institute of Technology. Now, if you don't know what Stevens is, I don't blame you. They're an institute of technology from the lousy state of New Jersey. It's an all right state. I'm being mean. Rangers are losing. I'm allowed to be. Uspensky, good move to the goal line. Cuts back in front. Fiddled off his stick, gets it back. Uspensky now circling around for the low shot. Save made by Lane. Kicks out. Stalzer couldn't get it on net. Follow up on the second time. Also blocked. Reagan almost had the rebound. Clears past the blue line. McClellan couldn't hold it in. Cyclones instantly get it back, and McClellan will knock it. Just about 2 minutes left in the second period. Uspensky sent it off the apron. It popped into the air. Stalzer on the backhand. Now it's tapped. Good room. Ultimately losing control so that Prestioso could spear it away to the perimeter. Maybe another opportunity coming. Prestioso will make that. $1:40 remaining in the second. Datlow swings it around the perimeter. Cyclones find it. Sobel was trying to knock down that pass. Told the referee he got a tip on it, but the Stripes disagreed, so we'll take the icing with the $1:28 left on the clock now. Once again, you're watching the LI Sports Network. My name's Kevin Broderick, joined by Anthony Popsodaro and Sam Musnick. Goldstein stepping into the loose puck, instantly flips it over to Sobel. Looking for one more passing option, was knocked off his stick. Cyclones take it down at the goal line, cut in front. Lane trying to scramble for it, still loose in the slot. Settled down now at the far side. Passing options once again is on the near post. Rockaway seems like they can just complete anything they put their minds to. Rose in the high slot, shimmying on his right side. Opens up the window. Lane making his 29th save of the game. Maybe some last-minute offense here in the second period. Cyclones lose it out down low as Chapman has it, poked off his stick, and we're going to get it moved down to the offensive end. For those curious, the Rangers are now losing 3-0. Chapman, another puck drop. Below 30 seconds. Rose holding on to it. Swivels his hips and sends it around. Sobel looking for a pickpocket, but the corner was turned by Sal. He goes all the way down the sheet, turns it over to Rose. 5 seconds left in the period now. Still a 4-goal lead. And we'll enter the final 15 with the Cyclones in the driver's seat looking for their 11th win of the season here on the LI Sports Network. We'll be right back.
It's like one of my favorite things. I love those secrets. See, Sam's so young, he doesn't even know what Nemo is.
I do know what Nemo is. Every movie I watch came out right after everything I've watched.
Toy Story was released before I was born.
And we're back for the start of the third period. Cyclones on top by a score of 5-1. Just trying to hold on to this lead for their 11th win of the season. Again, we're reaching the end of the New York Islander High School Hockey League regular season. Taking a look at these remaining games. The Cyclones will play Plainview Old Bethpage on January 30th. Quakers will play Farmingdale on January 30th as well in two different arenas. Town of Oyster Bay for the Quakers and Freeport for the Cyclones. Minute gone by already, and a long stretch pass will go down for an icing in our first whistle. That low was the intended recipient. Face off, won by Reagan. Blasted up but not out. Now Reagan with some room, operating down low, slides it in front. What a save! 5 stars for Devin Lane. He's still standing on his head. Gets over in time with the right shoulder. Absolutely outstanding goaltending from him. Should be his 30th save of the game right there with the glove. Reagan up the left flank, has Rayfield on his right side, wiggles down the wall, fires it across, and an empty net was whiffed on. Good defense in transition. I think Sal had his stick tied up at least partially. Reagan now down Main Street, another shot saved by Lane. Almost gets the return. McClellan up at the blue line, walks right, his shot on the left side, blocked away by Morton. Ends up in the right wing corner. Still a 4-goal lead, but the Cyclones are hungry as this puck is lifted out of the rink for another pause. Uspensky will take the face-off draw. McClellan, his blast off to the left. Just a soundboard of different things coming from the right side of the arena. McClellan at the goal line, trying to slide it. Was taken by the Quakers, and they'll send it out of the zone. Tipped en route, so no icing here. Estioso trying to clear the zone. The Quakers still have some life. Atlow couldn't poke it back out in front. Sent high into the air. Sobel knocks it down. Goes across Uspensky. Great skating from him. Leaves it to Sobel. Those two trying to operate below the net. Uspensky couldn't bring in that pass. So it's right back for the Quakers. Long pass. McClellan, lone man back right now. Joined by a second pair. Hauser was there in case McClellan needed it, but didn't anyways. Rimmed up the boards and out. Game once again falling into a lull. Stalzer was looking for the breakout. Uspensky on the give and go. Didn't get the go part of it. 4 minutes ticked off the clock here in the third period. Sobel turnarounds, blocked by Chapman. Sent it ahead. Datlow on the solo rush. Another blocker save by Prestioso. To the slot, Quakers looking for the back door. Damon was there for it, but the feed was just slightly off. Uspensky gliding down, but not going to beat out this icing with 10:29 left in the third. Puck once again zipped around the perimeter. Epstein looking to dice it up. Denied at the near point. Goes back out for Goldstein. Sent in and around. Prestioso. On the far side, Polyakov. Now Goldstein trying to get loaded, block the centering bid. Still in the offensive end as Leonard tried to twist it around. Goldstein cut it off. Polyakov with a little bit of room in his own space. Gets off to the left side, cuts back towards Main Street. Poked off his stick. Soccer move tried by Morton, but couldn't contain it. And Rose will dump it in to set up the forecheck. There's a hard puck to corral for Lane, allowing it to sit in the corner for an extra second. Goldstein comes onto it. Bats it off to the left wing corner. Goldstein flipping it up high. His shot blocked away. Karam's off. Goldstein back with it again. He's just doing laps around the rink right now. Finally lets his team help out a little bit more. Puck to the blue line and just out. Goldstein available. Rose looking to curl back to the place he came from. Hits Epstein, not able to break through. Rose and Epstein now battling together. Rose off to the left flank, and it will be feathered into the offensive end. A couple changes made for the Cyclones on the back end of this play as they still contain this 4-goal lead that they came into the period with. Tipped shot from Goldstein by Epstein, ends up wide left of the crease. All around a solid shift right now for the Cyclones. Everything cool, calm, and collected. Not taking any risks. They know that time is their best friend right now, and as long as that clock is ticking, they're in good operations. Goldstein, past the blue again. Maybe he's looking for some offense now. Turns the corner for the shot. Lane on the post, made the strong save. Now here comes the breakout. Datlow in on net. What a save. Another blocker stop. Reagan deflecting it off his skate. That will count as a tip, so no icing. Under 8 to play here on Long Beach. And finally we'll get the whistle as will be iced down by the Quakers. Estioso's just been so fantastic. Couple of 5-star stops. I mean, he's only faced 12 total shots, but with the breakaways that the Friends have had, could have been an interesting game if Precioso didn't come up with those stops. Field down below the goal line, sent in front, quick shot taken wide right, and the net comes off its moorings. There's a Lane with a hard kickoff right there that dislodged the net. McClelland sends it across the blue line. Long shot. Rayfield wanted the tip. Comes loose to Reagan. Looking behind him. Has McClelland. Walks up to the blue line. Slides it to the right side. Another shot with traffic in front. Sits in the slot. Now takes a couple of pops around. Reagan looking to settle it. Turns the corner. Reagan with some room. Slides it in front. What a pass for the score. 6th goal of the game. Cyclones still up big. Over half the period drained. Now a 6-1 lead for the Cyclones. Well on their way to win an 11th on the season. Rose and Sobel right now leading their team in points. As we get it updated, Nathan will get a 3rd point for his 3rd goal, completing a hat trick on that tap-in. Matthew Reagan picking up that awesome dish. Get an offsides called here. FAU currently leading Farmingdale State College 3-1 in the 2nd period. Another game being broadcasted here on the LI Sports Network. And Sacred Heart University, did that go in? Get a replay of that. With no room between the legs, and it goes top shelf. That looked impossible.
Was it a goal? Was it a save?
6:20 remaining in the third, and that's a highlight reel goal if I've ever seen one. Goldstein up to the blue line, kicks it to keep it alive, sends it across a rifle, wide over to the left. Back to a 4-goal lead, and that's the offense that the Quakers have needed. Goldstein now drifting his way net front, behind him for another follow-up, and it's another goal. The Cyclones quick to respond, find their 7th. As we go back to center ice, Epstein on the draw. Quickly taken forward, sent over towards the slot. Karam's over to the corner. Datlow with it again, and he'll blow a tire. Allows Rose to take over. Through the blue line, Rose looking behind him. Tried to hit it, Poilikov. Sent it ahead. Chapman looking for the moves. Datlow with it again, trying to pick the same spot. That would have been some great goals. Rose with an opportunity to clear. Comes from Morton.